नमस्कार। हमारे प्रिय विद्यार्थियों और हमारे सारे दर्शकों को मैं वेलकम करती हूँ हमारे आज के एपिसोड में। हमारा कार्यक्रम जिसका नाम है आपका विश्वास हमारा प्रयास। साथियों, आप सब हमारे साथ इस कार्यक्रम के ज़रिए पिछले 2 एपिसोड से जुड़े रहे हैं। आज हमारा तीसरा एपिसोड है और आज हम आपके साथ शेयर करने वाले हैं हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी से रिलेटेड कुछ अपडेट्स, आपके ज़रूरत में आने वाली जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन है वो आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे और साथ ही मैं आपका परिचय कराऊंगी हमारे विशेषज्ञों के पैनल से। तो बिना देर किए मैं अपने विशेषज्ञों से आपका परिचय करवाती हूँ। आज हमारे साथ हैं स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ के डायरेक्टर प्रोफेसर MSS राजू।
नमस्कार।
और ये स्टूडेंट सर्विस सेंटर के डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर भारत भूषण जी।
नमस्कार।
मैं थोड़ा सा हमारे विशेषज्ञों के बारे में एक ब्रीफ जानकारी आप सबको देना चाहूँगी। प्रोफेसर राजू 35 वर्षों से अधिक वर्षों से शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में, उच्च शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में योगदान दे रहे हैं। वाणिज्य के आचार्य हैं। ही इज़ अ प्रोफेसर ऑफ कॉमर्स इन द स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़। 1984 में प्रोफेसर राजू ने कन्वेंशनल हायर एजुकेशन के माध्यम से अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन देना शुरू किया था और इग्नू में 1999 में जुड़े प्रोफेसर राजू और तब से अलग अलग कैपेसिटीज़ में बहुत योगदान दिया है। डायरेक्टर ACD रहे, एकेडमिक कोऑर्डिनेशन डिवीज़न है इग्नू में हमारा, उसके डायरेक्टर रहे और मटेरियल प्रोडक्शन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन डिवीज़न है इग्नू में, उसके भी हेड रहे। और ये मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण पोस्ट्स हैं क्योंकि जब हम डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स उसी मटेरियल को पढ़ते हैं जो उनको दिया जाता है उनके प्रोग्राम से संबंधित। तो इसके लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण योगदान रहा प्रोफेसर राजू का। जिस तरीके से स्टूडेंट्स को समय पर सारी उनकी स्टडी मटेरियल मिलते रहे, सामग्री के बिना हम स्टूडेंट्स को कैसे सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं। तो थैंक यू प्रोफेसर राजू फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे एंड आवर other expert Dr. Bharat Bhushan. He is the director of the Student Service Center currently, and also he is a member of the Board of Management of IGNOU. इसके अलावा डॉक्टर भारत भूषण डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन काउंसिल, जो अर्स्टवाइल डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन काउंसिल था इग्नू में हाउस था, उसके डायरेक्टर थे। नीपा और मंत्रालय में भी कई समितियों के सदस्य रह चुके हैं और डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन ब्यूरो UGC में भी कार्यरत रहे हैं। तो डॉक्टर भारत भूषण का भी इन सभी क्षेत्रों के माध्यम से विशाल योगदान है इस क्षेत्र में। तो सर डॉक्टर भारत भूषण जी,
थैंक यू।
आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आज हमारे साथ फिर से जुड़ने के लिए। तो हमारे विशेषज्ञों से मैंने आपका परिचय करा दिया। अब मैं शुरुआत करना चाहूँगी। डॉक्टर भारत भूषण से मैं पूछना चाहूँगी इससे पहले कि हम आपकी बातचीत प्रोफेसर राजू से कराएं, क्योंकि हमारा आज का कार्यक्रम जो है वो स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ पे केंद्रित है। तो स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ से रिलेटेड सारे प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में आपको जानकारी दी जाएगी और अगर हमारे कोई कॉल्स आएंगे तो हम उन कॉल्स के ज़रिए हमारे लिसनर्स से भी जुड़ेंगे, उनकी समस्याओं का निदान भी करेंगे। पर उन सब बातों से पहले मैं चाहूँगी कि मैं हमारे एक्सपर्ट डॉक्टर भारत भूषण से आपको कुछ जानकारी दिलवाऊँ। मैं सबसे पहले आपसे ये जानना चाहूँगी डॉक्टर साहब कि ये जो प्रोग्राम है अभी हमने रिसेंटली ही शुरू किया है, आपका विश्वास हमारा प्रयास, इसमें इसको कंसीव करने का क्या कारण है? व्हाट इज़ द बैकग्राउंड? हाउ डिड we arrive at conceiving this program, and हम जहाँ पहुँचे हैं आज यहाँ तक कैसे पहुँचे?
Thank you, Dr. Gulati. As you know, the name of the program is Aapka Vishwas, Hamara Prayas, means your confidence, your trust, and our efforts. Basically, the program which we try to introduce in this program, we wanted to bridge a gap between our learners who are currently taking education from Indira Gandhi National Open University and our prospective learners who are willing or who are searching higher education institutions to complete their education. This program is the third in the series. This is the third episode, as Dr. Bhavna Gulati informed just now. And we thought that we will invite all the directors of School of Studies. We have 21 School of Studies, and nowadays, ICT, information and communication technology, plays a very important role as far as connecting with the people is concerned. And besides print media, we are using this electronic media as a medium to inform our learners the various programs which university is offering. As we know that in the first episode, we talk about the programs which are on offer by the School of Gender and Development Studies, and then we also came with the Director, School of Extension and Development Studies, and this is the third episode, which is the School of Management Studies. We all know that School of Management Studies, which is offering two basic disciplines. Number one is commerce, and then management programs, which is very important as far as jobs and employability and our professionally development is concerned. So in this series, we will be bringing every school on the platform, and we will try to inform our learners, stakeholders, and prospective learners to various programs which are on offer by the university.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Bharat Bhushan. So, you know how we have conceived this program, and now we are moving forward. We will try to get our listeners and our students get in touch with all the schools and the relevant divisions one by one, because our focus here through this program is to make the life cycle of the learner enjoyable and to make the learner feel enriched by this experience of enrolling for a program in IGNOU. So we will try and provide all the information, all the support that we can through this program, and also through the existing machinery of the university. As we discuss this, I would like to speak to Professor Raju. So I want you to give us a brief about, as Dr. Bharat Bhushan said, we have two disciplines in the School of Management Studies. So please give a brief to our students and listeners about how these two disciplines are being managed in this school and what are the programs.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Bhavana Gulati and Dr. Bharat Bhushan, Director, Student Support Services Division, Indira Gandhi National Open University. First of all, Namaskar. For this program is Aapka Vishwas Hamara Prayas. This is a great objective itself, the slogan says. Means the university is trying to increase your confidence on the university for complete your lifelong learning process. So now, before introduce the university and the disciplines and the programs we are offering, I welcome all the learners, those who are presently viewing and futurely viewing when it is casting by the EMPC. So you feel proud as a learner of the Indira Gandhi National Open University because the objectives of the university. This university was established an act of parliament, means it is a central university. Then this university is established to democratize the higher education. This is very, very important. Means you are the student in the university where the university is working for the noble cause of the country. Now I would like to introduce the School of Management Studies. This School of Management Studies is the first school established after establishment of the university in 1985. This school has started with two disciplines. One is commerce and management. Both the disciplines have been developed the courses which are suitable to the industry as well as management areas. Now if you see that, I would like to introduce the courses, what is its relevance in the present context of the industry and the commerce domain, and how you could get the employability after successfully completion of these programs with your commitment and confidence. One can get the degree, it is very easy, but one thing I would like to say, when you joined in any course, don't take it very easily. You try to gain the knowledge to maximum extent of beyond your capacity. Now I would like to introduce the programs starting from the graduation. See, Commerce Department has started the BCom. This is the well-known program. This is the program which bridges between the accountant to the chartered accountant. So we have, you know that we have the, in the accountancy domain, the highest degree is chartered accountancy. But they need the support people, those who are well versed in the accounting and the commerce domain knowledge. So once you complete the BCom, there is no doubt there is a lot of demand in the industry as a frontline accountant to give the support services to the back end of the chartered accountants. So this BCom was started in the beginning of the university. Recently in 2019, we have revised the BCom program.
Sir, thank you so much. I would like to interrupt you.
Okay.
We have a caller with us. So let us address their query, and then we'll continue from where we are leaving right now. Hello. हाँ जी, हमारे साथ कोई कॉलर जुड़े हैं. आप बोलिए, हम आपको सुन के आपके सवाल का जवाब देने के लिए तैयार हैं.
Hello, please come up.
हेलो, सागर जी.
सागर जी, आप हमसे बात कर सकते हैं.
नहीं, संपर्क शायद हमारे कॉलर से ठीक से जुड़ नहीं पा रहा है. ठीक है, तो सर, आई वुड लाइक to request you to continue. If the caller comes back to us, we'll then maybe interrupt you again.
We are in fact very happy to interact with our learners.
That's true.
But unfortunately there might be some disconnection. Okay, we will look forward for the learners to interact with us. So this
again there is a caller.
Yes, we have a caller, sir. हेलो
हेलो।
हाँ जी, आपकी आवाज़ हल्की सी आई थी हमें, बोलें।
हेलो।
हाँ जी, क्या सागर जी बोल रहे हैं?
हेलो।
हेलो, यस, आपका आवाज़ आ रही, आप बात कर लीजिए।
हेलो।
सागर जी, आप अपना प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं, हमें आपकी आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही है। नो।
Maybe we got
There is
disconnected with him again.
okay.
Please
Let me
continue, sir.
continue.
Yes, sir.
So this BCom is completely revised under the CBCS scheme, choice based credit system scheme, which was designed by the UGC in order to maintain the same standards across the country. So the BCom was revised, and presently the BCom is offering online mode and offline mode. And this is a well demanded program across the country because a lot of educational opportunities are there in the industry, institutions, and banks, various sectors also, private and public. So this BCom is offering online and offline also. The eligibility of this program to get the admission is 10 plus 2 or equivalence. And this program duration minimum 3 years, maximum 6 years. You could understand the objective of the university. The university is not forcing or pressurizing the student to complete the graduation, which is of minimum 3 years. When you compare with the conventional, either you complete the 3 years or your degree is cancelled, means study period is over. But whereas in this university, you will be allowed to continue the degree up to maximum period of 6 years. Means you can do some of the courses in the second year, first year, third year, or fourth year, fifth year. Finally you have to complete all the courses before completion of the sixth year of your term from the date of your admission. And this program is being offered in the semester system. Now you can see the fee of this program. This is very nominal fee, affordable. That is for ODL per semester 1900 rupees, and for online per semester 2000 rupees. You can see there are 6 semesters. If you want to get admission online, and just you have to pay 12,000 rupees for the entire degree, means you have to pay the fee for the minimum period of 3 years, 6 semesters, not the maximum period. That is also very important to note that. So here the medium of instruction is also Hindi and English. If you want to take the admission and start your study in Hindi medium, you can do it, or English medium, you can do it. Now I would like to introduce the course curriculum. Actually the complete course was designed with the combination of core courses, skill oriented courses, ability enhancement courses, and discipline oriented specialized courses, which is useful to proceed further for your professional career also. Therefore now you can see in each semester you have to study 22 semesters. So in such a way you have to complete 132 credits during the entire course of 3 to 6 years span of your study, having 28 subjects. We can call it as courses. In the ODL system, we call the subject or paper as a course. Now you can see the first semester. This is environmental studies. This is very useful paper even for you can start an NGO. This is ability enhancement compulsory course. With this knowledge, you can start even NGO in the environmental issues, or you can, after graduation, since you are gaining the knowledge of environmental studies, you can get an opportunity of environmental person in the industry, manufacturing industry, or institution, or even in the hospital industry or any other service industry where environmental skills are required or knowledge is required. Then financial accounting. This is 6 credit. Then business organization and management. Then English in daily life. Because this knowledge is also important for develop the communication skills to deliver your knowledge, or you transform your knowledge in the professional domain. See, now you can see these are the 22 credits in the first semester. Then second semester. In the second semester also you have the ability enhancement courses, then core courses and skill enhanced elective courses. That is the third semester. In the second semester there are the 4 papers. First paper, English communication skills. You can see how this program is focusing with the core courses, subject oriented courses, then communication, developing the communication skills also. So next to business law, business mathematics and statistics, then English at workplace. Means this is the interactive English. It helps you learn how to transact in the language of English for at the workplace. Then coming to the third semester, this third semester also you have 22 total credits. First 3 courses comprises of 6 credits, and the fourth course, that is computer application in business. Even if you see the courses, company law, income tax and practices, next language through literature, then computer application in business, you will be exposed to the knowledge of computer applications in the business sector. What are the applications are available, what software is available, how you can use the software for developing the skills. Then coming to the fourth semester, if you see the fourth semester, all these courses are commerce oriented core courses and skill oriented. Previously also commerce oriented courses are there. Here these are core courses with application oriented. One is business communications. This is very important. This is almost all we can say a practical kind of course. Then corporate accounting. This is the higher side of the accounting. Then cost accounting. Then e-commerce. Nowadays e-commerce is having a lot of demand and need in the commerce domain. Now fifth semester. In the fifth semester, principles of marketing, fundamentals of financial management, entrepreneurship, principles of microeconomics. Now if you come to the last semester, that is in the BCom, this semester is also having 22 credits. 3 courses are each 6 credit and 1 course is 4 credit. Management accounting. Now you can see we have the financial accounting, corporate accounting, management accounting, office management and secretarial practice. This kind of knowledge is useful when you are a secretarial person in any of the company at the front line or in the office. Secretarial practice is required for even PA to the managers, PA to the supervisors. Then personal and salesmanship, personal selling and salesmanship. This is useful if you want to opt the sales representative area. Then Indian economy. Broadly, this Indian economy will give the global knowledge about the India and its economy. This is the generic elective course. This is the pertaining to the BCom program. If anything wants to ask, then
थैंक यू सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट। तो विद्यार्थियों और हमारे जो प्रोस्पेक्टिव लर्नर्स हैं उन सब ने सुन लिया होगा कि हमारा जो बीकॉम प्रोग्राम है इग्नू का, उसके बारे में प्रोफेसर राजू ने अभी अच्छे से ग्रेट डिटेल में हर एक एस्पेक्ट प्रोग्राम का समझाया है कि एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या होना चाहिए और हर एक कोर्स के कितने क्रेडिट्स होंगे, आपको पर सेमेस्टर कितने क्रेडिट्स अर्न कर सकते हैं आपके पास कितना मैक्सिमम समय होगा, और यही नहीं हर एक कोर्स की क्या क्या गुणवत्ता है जो आप अर्न करते चले जाएंगे और धीरे धीरे करके प्रोग्राम ख़त्म होने के बाद आप किन किन क्षेत्रों में जा सकते हैं, अपना करियर बना सकते हैं। तो इससे पहले कि हम अगले प्रोग्राम की तरफ जाएं और प्रोफेसर राजू से स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज़ के अन्य प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में जानें, मैं डॉक्टर भारत भूषण से एक और चीज़ जानना चाहूँगी कि हम अभी बीकॉम के बाद मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में ही जानेंगे प्रोफेसर राजू से सर। तो मैं ये जानना चाहूँगी कि मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम्स जो हैं हमारे, जो हम रिकग्निशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखें या न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखें, तो उस पर मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप थोड़ा प्रकाश डालें जनरली हमारे स्टूडेंट्स की जानकारी के लिए, और फिर हम जानेंगे प्रोफेसर राजू से हमारे मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर गुलाटी एंड थैंक यू प्रोफेसर राजू for such a wonderful information which our students may be receiving. And at this juncture, I would also like to request our stakeholders and learners who are listening, if they have any doubts, any clarification if they need, they can establish a contact with us on those telephone lines which are running in the bottom of their screen. So they are welcome. Professor Raju just now spoke about the details of BCom program which our university is offering, and in fact this was the basic need and the way in which we decided this program. And I am very happy that Professor Raju has very beautifully has explained about the nitty-gritty of the program in detail. As far as I would like to further add 2-3 points in this. As Professor Raju said that the programs are available in 2 mediums, Hindi and English. Apart from that, he has been informing in each course that these are the elective course, these are the compulsory courses. That is the beauty of choice-based credit system. Students or learners or our stakeholders can have decide that what courses they want to study according to their choice. And then secondly, which Dr. Bhavna Gulati was saying, that now because School of Management is also offering program in management studies, and recently School of Management has revised all the curriculum, syllabus, course structure of their BCom as well as management programs and commerce all program including MCom, and they have been acknowledging lot of appreciation from the authorities, even from the students, because we consider our students who are currently getting education and who have already completed their program. I think there is a caller
Yes.
from Sonipat. Bhavna ji, if we can accommodate
Yes.
his call.
Yes, please. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sonipat. We can
हाँ जी
hear you if you can come up.
हाँ जी, बोलिए।
हाँ जी नमस्कार मैम।
नमस्कार।
हाँ जी, नमस्कार।
बताइए।
सर मैं सोनीपत से नवदीप कुमार बोल रहा हूँ। इग्नू से बीएससी का स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ मैम।
आपका स्वागत करते हैं
जैसे अभी
नवदीप जी।
कोरोना का दौर था तो वैलिडिटी मेरी एक्सपायर हो गई है और एक पेपर बाकी है, वो भी 2 अंकों से रह गया मैम। तो एक रिक्वेस्ट है यूनिवर्सिटी से कि एक लास्ट चांस हमें दे दे, क्योंकि क्रेडिट ट्रांसफर में तो फिर हमें बहुत सारा सिलेबस चेंज हो गया, बहुत सारे पेपर अलग से देने पड़ेंगे एक पेपर के ऊपर मैम। ऐसे हजारों स्टूडेंट्स हैं मैम, सारी यूनिवर्सिटी चांस दे रही हैं। कोरोना में हम एग्जाम नहीं दे पाए, 1-2 चांस हमारे मिस भी हुए हैं।
जी डॉक्टर भारत भूषण, आप ये सवाल को
जी
अगर
हेलो।
एड्रेस करना चाहें।
क्या नाम
हाँ जी,
बताया आपने?
नवदीप जी।
नवदीप जी, इनफैक्ट आप थोड़ा मिस कर गए, मुझे ऐसा लगता है।
हाँ जी।
जैसे इंडिया में सभी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ने, क्योंकि कोविड का टाइम एक इतना डिफ़िकल्ट टाइम था और हम सब उससे उभर के अच्छे से ठीक ठाक, जो हमारे सरकार हैं,
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही जी।
डिफरेंट अथॉरिटीज़ हैं, उन्होंने सब ने एफर्ट्स करके हम उससे उभर पाए हैं। अब कोविड का टाइम नहीं है। लेकिन नवदीप जी, आप शायद मिस कर गए, जैसे सभी विश्वविद्यालय ने, जैसे आपने कहा कि सब ने चांस दिया अपने अपने विद्यार्थियों को। हमने भी जब फर्स्ट फेज़ आया था कोविड का, तभी से हम अपने विद्यार्थियों को कहते रहते कि किसी भी विद्यार्थी को कोविड की चलते कोई नुकसान हम नहीं होने देंगे। अगर आपको याद हो तो अप्रैल मई के महीने में ही, जो 2020 का जो महीना था जब कोविड पीक पर था, हमारे माननीय कुलपति महोदय साहब ने भी अपने विद्यार्थियों को, सबको ये आश्वासन दिया था कि उनको कोई भी डिफ़िकल्टी नहीं आएगी। और अब इस बात को 2 साल हो गए हैं। जहाँ तक आपने कहा कि आपका जो मैक्सिमम ड्यूरेशन है वो एक्सपायर हो गया है, इसका तो हमें बहुत दुख है। लेकिन हमने अपने सभी विद्यार्थियों को, नवदीप जी, यह अपॉर्चुनिटी दी थी और उसके लिए एक्सटेंशन दिए थे। आप मिस कर गए उसको शायद, अपॉर्चुनिटी को, क्योंकि अब तो ऑलमोस्ट 2 साल इस बात को हो गए हैं। और इसके लिए समय समय पर हमारे जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया थे, हमारी जो वेबसाइट हैं, हमारी जो रीजनल सेंटर्स हैं, हमारे पास जो टेलीफोन्स हैं, उनमें सब में सभी विद्यार्थियों को बताया गया था कि जो मैक्सिमम ड्यूरेशन जिनकी ख़त्म हो रही है, उनको हमने 1-1, 2-2 सेमेस्टर्स का एक्सटेंशन दिया था। अब मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ कि आप कैसे चूक गए। वैसे अब मैक्सिमम ड्यूरेशन की जो पॉसिबिलिटी है वो ख़त्म हो गई है और ये एक पॉलिसी डिसीजन होता है जो विश्वविद्यालय ने लिया है अभी। विश्वविद्यालय कभी भी नहीं चाहेगा कि किसी भी विद्यार्थियों को कोई नुकसान होए। लेकिन इसमें कोई भी अगर चांस होगा तो आप अपने रीजन सेंटर से कांटेक्ट कीजिए, वो आपको ज़रूर हेल्प करेंगे अगर इसमें पॉसिबिलिटी होगी। अगर आपका जो मैक्सिमम ड्यूरेशन है, इंक्लूडिंग द फैसिलिटी एक्सटेंशन वाज गिवन फॉर कोविड पीरियड, अगर आपने वो भी लैप्स कर दिया है तो फिर थोड़ी मुश्किल हो सकती है। नवदीप जी,
इसी में थोड़ी मैं बात करना चाहता हूँ। नाम क्या है स्टूडेंट?
नवदीप जी।
नवदीप जी, देख लीजिए, ये मेरा स्कूल का प्रोग्राम तो नहीं है। चले गए? अच्छा, ठीक है।
अगले कॉलर हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं लुधियाना से। हेलो, आप हमें सुन पा रहे हैं?
मैम।
हाँ, नमस्कार। नमस्कार, अपना परिचय दें प्लीज़।
मैम, मैं साहिल कश्यप बोल रहा हूँ लुधियाना से। मेरा सवाल मैम LMS को लेकर है, लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम को लेकर। मैम वो लॉगिन नहीं हो रहा मैम, 20 दिन हो गए मेरी एडमिशन कंफर्म हुए को और अभी तक लॉगिन नहीं हो रहा मैम।
लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम?
जी सर, जी मैम।
हाँ जी सर, आप इस सवाल को लेना चाहेंगे?
क्या नाम बताया उन्होंने अपना?
नाम समझ में
देखिए,
नहीं।
लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट का जो आप बता रहे हैं, दिस इज़ ए सपोर्ट फॉर आवर लर्नर्स फॉर ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम्स। इसमें आप थोड़ी सी वेट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और अभी जैसा आपने बताया कि वो कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहे हैं अभी। इनफैक्ट ओवरकास्ट की वजह से अभी पूरी नॉर्थ इंडिया में कंप्लीट ओवरकास्ट हो रखा है, तो जो सैटेलाइट्स हैं उनसे सिग्नल्स रिसीव करने में अक्सर परेशानी होती है। तो आप थोड़ा सा बेयर कीजिए, जैसे ही स्काई क्लियर होंगे, ये जो सिग्नल्स हैं वो बहुत अच्छे से रिसीव होंगे और आप फिर कनेक्ट हो पाएंगे।
ओके। और सर, इसमें मेरे को सवाल एक और है कि RC का क्या रोल है सर LMS में?
नहीं, रीजनल सेंटर्स का, क्योंकि हम किसी स्टूडेंट, आपका तो ऑनलाइन का कोर्स है तो आप तो हेडक्वार्टर से ही हैं। हमारा जो सेंटर फॉर ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन है, उन्हीं से आपका कंट्रोल होता है। ये मुझे बाद में ध्यान आया। तो RCs का तो खैर उसमें अभी, क्योंकि आपका तो एनरोलमेंट हेडक्वार्टर से ही हुआ है, लेकिन इसमें जो ओवरकास्ट है स्काई का, उसका रोल है। तो आप थोड़ा सा वेट कर लीजिए, सिग्नल जब ठीक आने लगेंगे तो आपको जरूर आपका जो कॉन्टैक्ट है वो इस्टेब्लिश हो जाएगा।
सर जैसे 2 महीने पहले तक एक यूट्यूब पे लाइव आया था सेशन, जिसमें 4-5 आरसीज का सीओई जो है सेंटर ऑफ ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन का जो डिपार्टमेंट है उनके साथ बात हुई थी। उन्होंने उनको सिखाया था कि एलएमएस को कैसे ओपन करना है, कैसे स्टूडेंट्स को मैनेज करना है, और क्लासेस वगैरह का और असाइनमेंट सबमिशन का। तो सर मैंने जो अब अपनी आद से मैं पूछा तो उनको तो सर एलएमएस का फुल फॉर्म तक नहीं मालूम है। तो वो जो बाकी के जो 4-5 आरसीज हैं, दिल्ली हो गया, मुंबई हो गया, तो वो तो सर अपना असाइनमेंट सबमिशन करवा रहे हैं अच्छे से अपने बच्चों का। तो मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि क्या ये बाकी के स्टेट्स के जो हैं स्टूडेंट, क्या वो सब उनको ही अलॉट होंगे 4-5 आरसीज को ही, या फिर वो सारे आरसीज में अपने स्टेट के बच्चे लेंगे?
नहीं, ये इनफैक्ट ये तो हेड क्वार्टर से होता है, सेंटर फॉर ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन से ही होते हैं।
ओके। और
आपका कॉन्टैक्ट जो नंबर है वो हमारे कंट्रोल ऑफिस में मैंने रिक्वेस्ट करके रखा है कि वो नोट कर लिया होगा, और इसमें जो भी आपको असुविधा हो रही है उसको हम ठीक करने के लिए अपने जो सेंटर फॉर ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन है उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे, और वो जितनी जल्दी हो सकेगी आप अपने एलएमएस सिस्टम पे कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे। आप इस बात से इत्मीनान रखिए।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर। तो आप हमें जानकारी दे रहे थे, शुड वी कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम
हम
लेफ्ट ऑफ?
जी हम जो अभी क्योंकि टाइम मैनेजमेंट भी एक बहुत बड़ी बात है, और स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट एक बहुत बड़ा स्कूल है, उसमें कॉमर्स के साथ साथ अभी और कई सारे प्रोग्राम हैं जो हमारे विद्यार्थियों की जानकारी के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी हैं। तो कॉमर्स के बाद मेरे ख्याल से बीबीए एक बहुत अच्छा कोर्स है जो स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट ऑफ़र करते हैं। उसके बाद प्रोफेशनल प्रोग्राम्स हैं उनके, जो एमबीएस हैं, पीजी डिप्लोमा इन बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, डिफरेंट स्पेशलिस्ट के साथ हैं। डॉक्टर साहब आप उसके बारे में भी कुछ बताइए हमारे बच्चों को, क्योंकि ये सभी एम्प्लॉयमेंट ओरिएंटेड कोर्सेज हैं जिनसे हमारे बच्चों को बहुत एम्प्लॉयमेंट की अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती हैं।
Now I would like to start with the BBA. This BBA is a flagship program. आप ये ऐसा BBA इंडिया में कहीं भी देखा नहीं होगा, क्योंकि this BBA was designed in collaboration with the Retailers Association of India. Retailers of Association of India is an apex body in the country which operates, designs and makes the policy on the retail industry. आप देख लिया होगा रिटेल इंडस्ट्री, मॉडर्न मॉल्स है, बिग बाज़ार्स है एंड चेन स्टोर्स है। सो इसी में एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए ये डिज़ाइन कर दिया ये बीबीए रिटेलिंग। देयर इज़ नो लिमिट फॉर एडमिशन, सीट्स आर unlimited, and the eligibility of admission is 10+2 or its equivalent. The program duration is also minimum 3 years and maximum 6 years. The fee structure, if you see, it is little bit higher because there are so many components, practical components are also involved in it. Per semester 5,000 rupees. There are 6 semesters. Medium of instruction is at present English, and the school is now looking to offer this in Hindi medium also. So this Retailers of Association India, this is the collaborative program under special MOU. So here there are two types of students. One is the students who are sponsored by the Retailers Association of India. Another category of students, those who are non-sponsored students by the Retailers of Association. So whatever the category of students, the University and Retailers of Association of India both will take care of all non-sponsoring and sponsoring for completion of the program with all the support services. There is no distinction between the two categories. So you can feel free that you are, suppose if you want to join in the BBA retailing, if you won't get the sponsor, don't worry. Once you join, you are on par with the sponsored student. Now, just briefly I will give the main features of this program. This program comprises of all the knowledge which is required to join as a stores manager or stores supervisor or store operations employee. You can have that much of knowledge you can gain after completion of this syllabus. This program is having 3 internships in the second semester, 4th semester and 6th semester. Means literally you have to work minimum 1 month in each 2 semesters in the retail shops. There is an opportunity to earn some amount for your services and simultaneously learning. So this program we used to call earn while you learn. So if you see the glimpse of the courses in a faster mode, because I have to cover other courses also. Here if you see, in the first semester there are 5 papers, and in the second semester there are 2 papers and 1 paper and workbook and viva, that is 16 credits. So here each semester is having 22 credits. Here in the second, internship, workbook and viva means you have to spend the 50% of the time. Second semester, each semester covers the 6 months. Here you have to spend 3 months in the retail shops. How you can spend? The Retailers Association of India will facilitate you accommodate in any of the stores wherever you are studying. If the retail shops are not available in your place, then Retailers Association of India will facilitate in the nearest town or city. So during the 3 months you will also get some remuneration from that stores. There you are exposed to all the practical operations. And coming to the third semester, you can see the third semester also, customer service management, managing human resources, buying and merchandising, all these are focused only retail activities. You will be equipped completely with retail knowledge. Even you can establish a retail shop also. Nowadays the central government and state governments are also providing a lot of what we can say the entrepreneurship facilities and the financial facilities to start your own business. So in the 4th semester, again if you see, there is on-job training, workbook and viva OC. You won't get this kind of pedagogy in any of the programs of the BBA which is being offered in the universities. So even in the on-job training also, you will be trained under the store managers or the merchandise managers or space logistics managers. So you will gain the complete knowledge in respect of the retail operations. Next, coming to the 4th semester, 5th semester and 6th semester. 4th semester also entrepreneurship, retail consumer behavior, you see business ethics, like that. Now if you see the last semester, 6th semester, again you have on-job training. At least 2 months you have to work in the retail shop, which the opportunities will be provided by the Retailers Association of India. This is the main activities of the program. Now I can say those who have completed this program, they are not just keeping quiet. Somewhere they have adjusted, because the retail industry is highly in demand of the professionals, those who have gained the knowledge in the retail industry. So job opportunities are plenty, workforce is less. Therefore This program we can consider it as self-employable program. After that, even you can go for the MBA also. This is the BBA. And coming to the Master of Commerce, Master of Commerce is also higher of the BCom, where the employment opportunities are there in the domain of the complete accounting sector specifically, and other sectors, financial area, marketing area, management area, operations area, like that. If you see the MCom, this MCom, the eligibility is any graduate. Normally, if you see the conventional universities or some universities, the eligibility is only for BCom students. But in order to cater the educational opportunities and in line with the NEP 2020, this MCom admission eligibility is extended to all the graduates who have completed the graduation with 3 years of duration, or its equivalent with 3 years of the duration. Now the program duration is 2 years and maximum duration is 4 years. And now you can see any program in the university, there is a minimum program and a maximum program. You can study as your pace of study, but be cautious. You should not take the time beyond 4 years. If it is so, your registration will be cancelled. That caution you have to keep it in your mind. And you see the program structure. This is a Master of Commerce. This is also a professional program. Means the program is designed in such a way. Fee structure is 9,000 per semester, per year, and 4,500 per semester. Means with 27,000 you can complete, 18,000, this is the 2 years, 18,000 you can complete the course. Now you can see that this is also a semester system. It is being offered online and offline. These are the courses. Just you can put a glance. This is the higher side of the application side. See, in the BCom you have studied financial accounting, corporate accounting and cost accounting. Here if you see the MCO5, this is accounting for managerial decisions. Means whatever the theoretical knowledge you have gained in the BCom, now you are exposed to the application of your knowledge. Like that, managerial economics, marketing management, quantitative analysis for managerial applications. If you see in the BCom, that there is business mathematics and statistics. You learn the theory there, and you come to the MCom, you learn how to apply those quantitative techniques for managerial decisions or providing the inputs to the managers for providing the managerial decisions. And another subject is, you can see on the screen, strategic management. Like that, this is the 4th semester. If you see, this is the last semester, international business environment, international business finance. Means you are also exposed not only the internal business activities, you are exposed to the external business activities. Here another paper is there, research methodology and statistical analysis. This knowledge is very, very important to everyone, those who are looking for employment in the business industry, to provide projects or to analysis the projects, to analysis the sales, to analysis the financial logistics. This research methodology and statistical analysis are required. Now coming to the another, which is the certificate in business skills. This is the program designed and developed in collaboration with the Commonwealth of Learning and Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. This is also useful to become an NGO. So here if you see, this is the 6 months course, maximum 2 years. This is business organization preparatory course and lab course and business communications and entrepreneurship. Okay, now I would like to take you to the management courses. Of course, these are also the programs which is meant for the Institute of Chartered Accountant students, Institute of Cost and Works Accountant students, Institute of Company Secretaries. Now you can see the strength of the university. This university is not simply developing the programs and allowing you to join, complete and take the degree. This university is exposed to different institutions and tie up with the different institutions whenever you complete the program in the university. Definitely you will also be indirectly connected to various industries, various institutions. So that strength you can, what I can say, get the benefit of this strength while you are looking job in the industry domain. Now I will take you to management courses. One second. आप कुछ
प्रोफेसर राजू हमें अपने मैनेजमेंट कोर्सेज़ के बारे में और जानकारी दे रहे हैं। उस दौरान मैं डॉक्टर भारत भूषण से एक और बात जानना चाहूँगी। हम बात कर रहे थे जब प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में बात कर रहे थे और कुछ कॉलर्स आए उसके पहले हम ये भी बात कर रहे थे डॉक्टर भारत भूषण की जो इग्नू के प्रोग्राम्स हैं और जो उनकी रेंज क्या है, उनकी एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी क्या है, और हम अपने दर्शकों को ये भी बताना चाहेंगे कि हम भारत के अलावा बाहर जो प्रोग्राम्स ऑफर करते हैं तो उनका उसकी क्या पद्धति है।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर भावना। इनफैक्ट ये जानकारियाँ मैं समय समय पर हमारे विद्यार्थियों को देता रहा हूँ
जी, और
मैं एक जानकारी हमारे विद्यार्थियों को एक और बहुत ज़रूरी है उनके लिए वो बताना चाहूँगा, और टाइम कम है तो हमारा जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट प्रोग्राम है, जो मेरा आज के लिए प्राइम ऑब्जेक्टिव भी था कि प्रोफेसर राजू डायरेक्टर स्कूल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट हमारे MBA के जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उसके बारे में बताएं। लेकिन बहुत जल्दी से मैं बताऊं, एक तो ये कि हमारे जो इस वक्त जुलाई 2022 का जो सेशन चल रहा है उसके लिए आज लास्ट डेट है। मैं हमेशा कहता रहा हूँ कि जो हमारे विद्यार्थी हैं लास्ट डे की इंतजार ना करें, हो सकता है ये एक्सटेंशन हो भी जाए, लेकिन जो विद्यार्थी बचे हुए हैं और अभी भी वो चाहते हैं कि हमारे प्रोग्राम्स में एडमिशन लें तो वो आज 12 बजे तक ले सकते हैं। दूसरा जो आपने बताया कि हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी इंडिया में, तो हमें पता है कि जो नेशनल फैब्रिक है हमारा नॉर्थ टू साउथ, कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी तक और इधर नागालैंड त्रिपुरा से लेकर कच्छ तक हमारे सेंटर्स हैं। इसके साथ साथ 20 से ज़्यादा कंट्रीज़ में हमारे जो पार्टनर इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, 20 से ज़्यादा देशों में, विदेश में भी हमारे एजुकेशन ऑफर में है। तो मैं चाहूँगा प्रोफेसर राजू जी का आज हमारे साथ होने का हम पूरा फ़ायदा उठाएं, और डॉक्टर साहब आप हमारे विद्यार्थियों को जो हमारा मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम है उसके बारे में बताएं। उससे पहले मैं एक और जो जानकारी आपको देना चाहूँ कि जो हमारे प्रोग्राम्स हैं मैनेजमेंट के और यूनिवर्सिटी के जो बाकी के सभी प्रोग्राम्स हैं वो सभी जो रेलिवेंट स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज़ हैं उनसे अप्रूव्ड हैं। तो विद्यार्थियों को इस बात की कोई चिंता नहीं करनी चाहिए कि हमारे जो जॉब्स हैं या गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में कैसे मिलेंगे। तो AICT से हमारे जो मैनेजमेंट के प्रोग्राम्स हैं वो अप्रूव्ड हैं, और मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम्स की ब्यूटी, कॉमर्स के प्रोग्राम्स की ब्यूटी, BBA प्रोग्राम्स की जो खासियतें हैं वो प्रोफेसर राजू ने बताई हैं, और मुझे अच्छा लगेगा हमारे MBAs के जो एस्पायरेंट्स हैं उनके बारे में प्रोफेसर राजू बताएं।
See, now I would like to bring the main features of the MBA which is being offered by Indira Gandhi National Open University. This MBA program is a specialized program and having various strengths. So this is being offered offline as well as online also, and the eligibility is first, the greatest advantage to all of you is there is no entrance. Directly you can walk in. Those who are having any bachelor degree with minimum 3 years of duration 50% for general categories and 45% marks are required in case of the candidates belonging to reserved category. And the program duration, here also you can see you have the sufficient time. You can complete within 2 years, or you can take some time to complete 4 years. This is very, very useful the professionals, those who are already employed and looking for the vertical growth in the industry, in the business world. Then the fee, if you see, the fee is very affordable. This is 15,500 rupees per semester. If you see in the outside, lakhs of rupees we have to spend to get the MBA degree, and medium of instruction is English. Now you see the silent features. AICT approved program. This is very, very important. Any MBA program needs to get the approval from the AICTE. And this program is being offered pan India and even outside countries also. There is a lot of demand. Why lot of demand? The contemporary curriculum and latest study material. Because the study material was developed in such a way which is most suitable to the industry's requirement. Next, flexible learning. Exit options are there in the second semester. If you want to take some kind of break, you can do it, and offer standalone program of even 5 specializations. That specializations are in the 5 areas. Now you can see the program structure. This program comprises of 3 different components. One is core and specialization and project. Here in the second, third and fourth semester you have to study 28 credits each, and in the third semester you have to study 32 credits. Here I would like to say the main features of this program is that we have 7 MBAs. One MBA is generic MBA, means once you join you can select any of the 5 specializations after completion of the second semester, or you can join specialized MBA in marketing. Once you join in the specialized MBAs, you cannot change the specialization once you join. Means here one is the general MBA, you will be a general manager, equip the managerial skills. But in the special MBAs, you will gain the specialized knowledge in the particular domain of the area. Finance means the MBA is focused on that area only. Or if you take the human resource management, you will become a specialized professional in the human resource management, like that, operations. So now you have to decide whether you want to be a general MBA professional, or you want to be a specialized focused area professional manager. So depending upon your interest, you have to choose either general MBA or any of the specialization MBAs among the 5 MBAs.
फिर भी कोई भी डिटेल हमारे विद्यार्थी और लेना चाहें तो वो हमारे जो वेबसाइट है www.ignou.ac.in उस पर विजिट कर सकते हैं, और ये सारा प्रोग्राम स्ट्रक्चर जो अभी प्रोफेसर राजू जी ने बताया है वहाँ पर भी डिटेल में अवेलेबल है. और मैं यह भी चाहूँगा, अगर हमारे विद्यार्थी जो हमें देख रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं, अगर उनको लगता है कि हमें इस प्रोग्राम को और एक्सटेंड करना है, तो अगर हमारे पास ऐसी इन्फॉर्मेशन भावना जी को पास आएगी तो हम कोशिश करेंगे एक और हम एपिसोड अपने विद्यार्थियों की लिए को लेकर प्रस्तुत होंगे, क्योंकि हमारा जो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो वही है, टू कनेक्ट विद आवर लर्नर्स.
That's true. That's very true. So we have shared through our Director of School of Management Studies. Here we have shared with our learners and prospective learners some details about the programs offered by the School of Management Studies. you have come to know about the BCom and MCom programs. You have also come to know about the MBA and BBA programs. If any other details, as you have been told, are required, you can always contact the university. Our regional centers and our divisions are constantly at your service, and we would keep on striving to make this experience useful for you. And we'll come back to you with the next episode of this program on the second Monday of November, because the fourth Monday of October is Diwali, and here is wishing a very happy Diwali to all our listeners and audience. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Are you a fresh graduate? Do you want to fulfill your educational aspiration by pursuing higher education in various interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary areas like environmental science, environment and occupational health, philosophy, sustainability science, folklore and culture studies? If yes, the School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies offers various programs like Master's Program, Graduate Program, Postgraduate Diploma, Certificate and Appreciation Program. The school offers 5 Master's Program: Master of Science, Environmental Science. The eligibility criteria for MSc Environmental Science is Graduate in Science, BTech, BE, Agriculture Graduate, Forestry Graduate and Veterinary Graduate. School also offers Masters in Environment and Occupational Health, Masters in Sustainability Science, Masters in Philosophy and Masters in Folklore and Culture Studies. The eligibility criteria for these 4 Masters program is graduate in any discipline. School also offers various socially relevant and need-based PG Diploma program like PG Diploma in Sustainability Science, PG Diploma in Environment and Occupational Health, PG Diploma in Folklore and Culture Studies and PG Diploma in Migration and Diaspora Studies. The school also offers PG Certificate in Climate Change and Avshist Prabandhan mein Praman Patra. The school also offers 2 doctoral programs: PhD in Environmental Science and PhD in Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies. The school offers various innovative technologies and multimedia for providing a very excellent student support system. The study material is of high quality. The learner support is provided through Gyan Darshan, Gyan Vani, IRC, Swayam Prabha and Swayam channel of IGNOU. For more detail, please log in to IGNOU website. For online admission in these programs, visit school site and also the Samarth online education portal of IGNOU. So please join these programs and fulfill your educational aspiration.
Good afternoon, viewers. I'm welcome to this important teleconference, and today we will deliberate upon quality of life of persons with intellectual disability. To deliberate upon, we have an eminent expert in the area, Professor S.P.K. who is a professor in applied psychology in Delhi University and renowned experts in for care and cause of persons with disability. So to start with, I would like to just highlight or ask the question on your behalf to Professor Jaina, that Professor Jaina, please highlight throw some light on specific what does it mean quality of life.
All of us are well aware of well-being. And well-being precisely means the quality of life. We have number of different kind of expressions for explaining the quality of life, and all of us are concerned about quality of life. No matter whether we are so-called people without disability or with disability, this has become a matter of concern for everybody. We want to improve the quality of life and the well-being of ourselves. And the entire life, the kind of work that we do, the kind of interaction we make, the main purpose is to improve the quality of life. And quality of life has a lot of connotations, a lot of interpretations, which have been done by different people in different ways. And if I look at quality of life, I may say that it is the general well-being of an individual. For instance, you say, how are you? I say, I'm fine, I'm doing fine, right? So that itself is a very brief expression of your quality of life. I may say that I'm not doing well nowadays, I'm not keeping well. So your quality of life is poor in certain dimensions. So we look for different dimensions of quality of life. In general, it is well-being of individuals and the societies, not only the individual, but also the societies. Like you cannot be happy, you cannot feel well if the family is unhappy. Your society is unhappy, your community is unhappy, there are riots, there are problems in the community. So it is a kind of comprehensive experience of well-being in a particular community. So it includes both negative as well as the positive features of life. Without considering the negative features, we cannot consider the positive features.
Yeah,
right?
Certainly, yes.
For instance, being a healthy life means that you should not have any mental health problem as such. So this negative aspect is also important to outline what is good, what is bad. What is well-being, what is well for you and what is ill for you. What is illness for you. That is why it is a dividing line which can be defined by both the positive aspect as well as the negative aspects of life. That is why it is important. It consists of the expectation of an individual or the society. The society has a lot of expectation from you. How should you behave? How should your family life be? And what kind of person you should be? A lot of expectations also goes into it. If you are not matching to the expectation of people, then also you are not happy. Your well-being is also affected.
And if the person is not happy with the expectation of the society, because person is also expecting something from the society, because today we are dealing specifically with people with intellectual disability.
Yes.
I think their expectation is a little less than other person.
Yes.
So how we can deliberate, how we can indicate that persons with intellectual disability also expect their quality of life.
Yes.
Because I can understand that there are so many degrees like moderate, mild, moderate, severe, profound. So mild can have some expectation, moderate comes and
it's a very good
but
question.
what about severe and profound?
Yeah, this is a very good question. See, the well-being, the wellness or well-being, or the quality of life of the individual is determined by a number of factors. For us, for people like us, the definition remains the same. The definition doesn't change. What changes is that the specific aspect of the life that becomes important for some people. For instance, people with intellectual disability do have special needs. Me, both of us do have different kind of needs.
Yes.
These are some generic needs. Everybody feels those needs. But people with disabilities do have certain special needs. A person requires a wheelchair. A child who has got difficulty in reading would require special instruction. These are some special needs. A child with blindness would require a still different kind of thing. These are special needs. One need to respond to these needs so that they become happy. Their life become better. So we are always striving for giving better life to people with disabilities so that they can function well as members of this society. There is need for inclusion, there is need for freedom, there is need for number of things. So today I'll tell you about what exactly is the requirement for the people with disabilities to make them comfortable, to have a better quality of life for them. For instance, we talk about nowadays the quality of life is determined by a number of factors. The one important factor is the personal belief. Personal belief means what exactly I believe. If I get those things, if I fulfill those things in my life, I become happy. And that differs from individual to individual. Similarly, we have physical health. Without physical health, we cannot feel happy. Physical health has to be taken care of. You should be free from disease. And apart from this, there should be psychological state. You should be happy. Happiness should prevail, right, in your day-to-day life. You should be comfortable, you should be cool and comfortable, you should be adaptable to the society. These are some of the psychological needs, psychological states that one has to ensure. Apart from this, what is most important nowadays, we put a lot of emphasis on this, is the social relationship. Relationship defines a lot of our behaviors. That is why the social life is also important, how you interact with people is also important. Then apart from this salient aspect of your environment. Supposing you are studying in a school, the child is studying in a school, the environment in the school itself makes the child happy or unhappy. Well-being is largely defined by the school atmosphere, the school environment. Adult person with intellectual disability going to a workplace, right? Also there, it should be accommodated well. If he is not accommodated well, he is not given due attention, his special needs are not fulfilled, he will be one of the unhappiest person on the earth. He will have difficulty in accommodating to that institutional needs. That is why there is a need for support, which is most important. And these are some of the defining features of quality of life. Coming to, I was talking about the social support. Social support is required for human development. No matter whether it's intellectual development, social development.
Professor Jana, I am intervening you. You have just now interpreted about the quality of life of persons with intellectual disability, quality of life as a whole in general.
Yes.
But my curiosity is that how this quality of life of persons with intellectual disability is differ from the other persons with disability as well as the persons without disability.
Yes. As I told you, even when we talk about quality of life, your quality of life and my quality of life may be different, because you have different sets of interest, you have different kind of society in which you live, you may be in a different kind of profession. Similarly, there is individual difference everywhere regarding when you talk about quality of life. Now, when you talk about children or people with intellectual disability, among children with intellectual disability, there are different kind of deficits. They have got different kinds of disabilities. They differ from each other. Somebody who has got physical deformities, physical disabilities along with intellectual disability would have a more difficult time than a child who is mildly retarded, who is going to this school and somehow is managing in this school. So it differs from individual to individual. In spite of this, we have to have a common understanding, common philosophy to understand their needs, respond to their needs. And that is the crux of our discussion. So let us try to find out what exactly is important for people with intellectual disability. One most important issue is the social support. The child is embedded in the society. I keep on saying that. Embedded in the society, society should give the care, nurturance, love, affection and all these. And when you talk about social support, we talk about the safety, the individual safety, emotional well-being, the material well-being and health. All these are important. A person feels safe, secured feels much more comfortable and safe if he is with his family members, if people care about him, people accommodate him in any situation. So this is very important. Emotional well-being means a person should be happy, should not have negative emotions. People have negative emotions, they express negative emotions, but most of the time, if you can avoid, this kind of negative emotions, you can become happier, much happier than if you express negative emotions. And we teach the children with intellectual disability how to calmly speak, calmly express their feelings instead of getting angry, getting upset, and that because that disturbs the social support system itself. This is one of the major issues that we are dealing with. We talk about while talking with people with disabilities, intellectual disabilities. Then the material well-being. A person needs basic needs has to be fulfilled. He needs a good chair to sit to do his school work. He has to have a comfortable place to move around, should play with other children. These facilities should be provided to the child with disability. So physical needs, all of you understand what exactly the physical need. That has to be fulfilled, and that is same for everybody, although it may be much more for some children with disabilities, particularly physical disabilities, than any of us. This is what we try to, and yes, health, all of you, you understand that how important is health, right? So healthy, health has to be ensured no matter whatever is the condition of the child, whether he is intellectually disabled, whether he has got other kind of disabilities, even a child with no disability. That is very important.
Yes. So somehow or other, this well-being, or you can say quality of life,
yes,
is to some extent is equal for everybody. It seems like that.
Yes, it is equal for everybody.
A little difference, like a special need.
Yes, when there are special needs, you have to look into those needs very, very specially, in a very focused manner, so that we respond to those needs. Now, the society has to be sensitive about these special needs. Society has to be empathic about the needs of the children with disabilities. Because we do not come across this kind of needs with other children, other people who are around us, except those who have got, this kind of disabilities. That is why sometimes we re-educate the family to understand these special needs about which they have got, parents and other family members do have very little understanding. They understand, but how important it is, how it can affect his growth, that is not very, very carefully, very thoroughly understood. That is why there is a need for a professional to explain what exactly, how to overcome these needs. Not only that, we try to understand the difficulties, but also we should have skills. And two things are there. One is our skills. Other thing is understanding. Many parents understand, yes, my child has this difficulty. But they may not have the skills as to how to develop these particular, how to overcome these disabilities, how to help the child to overcome.
Understand and accept also.
Because
acceptance is, I think, come later, because once acceptance is come earlier, then I think intervention will also take place.
Yes.
And that will certainly affect the quality of life.
Sometimes the parents accept much earlier than what they should.
Yes.
They accept very early that yes, my child has disability and nothing can be done. That is another kind of acceptance. It is acceptance of defeat. It is acceptance that we cannot do anything. Learned helplessness. We cannot do anything. Instead of doing that, maybe that there is a need for talking to the professionals, people who are expert, who have got some expertise in these skills, to understand how to overcome, how to help the child to overcome these needs. Now there are a lot of research has been conducted to find out what is quality of life. And in 1990s, there are the kind of research which came out. There are almost 1,243 measures have been reported. Measures means questionnaires, different kind of tools to assess people with intellectual disability, the kind of quality of life they have. And these scales are many, very many. So let us not talk about those scales. Let us go to the core aspect of intellectual, the quality of life. One of the most important aspects is that we must understand that it is a multi-dimensional phenomenon. Multi-dimensional phenomenon means it has got number of dimensions. And these dimensions change from time to time, right? Dynamically, it changes from time to time. After one dimension has been responded well, the other dimension comes up. So it is a very dynamic, issue when you talk about quality. It is not a static concept. The core, core domain which is influenced by the personal characteristics. There are core domains, right? Personal characteristics means I have blindness, I have difficulty in walking, I have difficulty in understanding. These are the core, difficulties which are influenced by the personal characteristics. The level, you told us about the level of difficulty, mild, moderate, severe, level of, intellectual disability, right? In that, even a child who is not able to eat, to what extent he is not able to eat, whether he is spilling food, whether he is not able to hold the food properly, or whether he is vomiting when the moment he takes the food in his mouth.
Not able to chew, yeah.
So you have to find out what exactly the level of difficulty. These are all considered as the what you call the personal characteristics. Apart from that, there are other characteristics like the what you call the environmental variables. Environment has to be supportive enough so that they will overcome the disabilities, overcome the difficulties. And this has to be assessed with reference to the culture. There are some culture where the children with intellectual disabilities are taken care of like anything. They do not consider this to be a disability. But there are certain other cultures where they are very critical. The family members are critical, the community members are critical. They call by different names which hurts the child with disability. This is a different kind of culture. In a hypercritical culture, child will have a poor quality of life than a culture which is very adaptive, which is very accepting.
It means social environment is required.
Yes, definitely. The social environment is very important. Yes. That is why you say the social support is the crux of it. The society, the way society deals with the child with disability is very important. Parents may be very understanding, empathic, but the society doesn't accept it. The culture doesn't accept it. In that case, the child will have very poor, what you call the well-being will be very poor. Now coming to the domains of quality of life, there are a number of domains. Quality of life is influenced by the perception, the behaviors, and the conditions. Perception means not only the perception of the individual, but also the perception of people around him. How am I? Right? How do I feel? My perception about self. There are some people who remain dissatisfied with their own self because they are not capable of doing certain things which other people are doing. In that case, self-concept plays a very important role. A child who is given a lot of encouragement to walk, to talk, to interact will feel much better in spite of the disabilities. Whereas a child who is not being given any support will have a different kind of self-perception, negative self-perception, and that leads to negative, what you call the negative, self-concept. That is why I think we have to focus a lot in changing the perceptions of not only the family members but also the child about himself or herself, right? When the child does something, it should be appreciated. When the child is speaking well, communicating well certain things, he should be appreciated if he has communication problems. That corrects self-perception. I can. This kind of sense develops in the child.
And if child is not doing the things, if child is doing the thing which is not permissible in the society or which is not permissible in the environment, how that can be dealt with?
Different people deal with these kind of behaviors in different ways. Some people discourage, they punish. They punish. Why do you do this? And the child has no answer to this.
Maybe he or she is not
yes, exactly.
Ignorant. Ignorant, maybe ignorant.
A child is making noise, and this noise is a repetitive noise. He cannot speak, he makes noise. A lot of noise, and the family members are disturbed. If he is punished, he may stop doing that noise, but this will have a very negative impact on the child.
Long time impact.
Yes. So there is a need for making the child understand, making the child take up another behavior to compensate the negative behaviors, the unacceptable behaviors, what you call the problem behaviors. This is another way of looking at it. So we spoke about the perceptions, behavior, and what is most important, the condition in which it occurs. Whether it is a home environment, whether it is a crowded environment, whether it is a school setting, condition determines a lot of our behaviors. And that is why you have to provide a kind of environment which is known as prosthetic environment, the environment which responds to the disabilities and tries to promote the behavior. Giving a prosthetic tool or prosthetic appliance to the individual will improve the quality of life. A person who was limping, was not able to walk, if he's given a caliper, he's given a
certainly.
some kind of support, he will walk much better.
Yes.
If he's provided a wheelchair, a person who is not walk, that improves the quality of life. This is the physical aspect of quality of life.
These are the prosthetic environment.
Yes. Now, when a condition of quality of life, when you talk about, for instance, a child has difficulty in using toilet, that is the situation where he feels very bad. And because he's not able to go to the toilet and make use of it, he feels very bad that I'm not able to do even my own things, the things that I have to do like other child.
Personal care.
My brother, my sister are doing, but I'm not, siblings are doing, but I'm not able to do that. And that gives a very bad feeling to the individual. So in this hierarchy of needs, special needs, this child's hierarchy has a highest, you can say that he has got very bad feeling, very difficult time when he uses this particular environment. He may be having some difficulty in reading. That is an environment. He doesn't have an environment where he can read well because he has got number of difficulties. So that is why you have to find out, interview with the child, interview the family members to find out what can be done for those areas in which the child's quality of life is poor. The dimensions are important. That is why let us try to discuss about what the dimensions are. As I told you earlier, it is multi-dimensional concept. And there are methodological pluralism. It means that there is use of subjective and objective measures. And there are too many subjective and objective measures to find out what kind of, whether the individual has, certain level of well-being. Whether he's considering that he has proper well-being, he has, he's enjoying his life or not. Then there is a system perspective, right, which captures the multiple environment impacting people at the micro, meso, and macro levels. A smaller level, a little larger level, right, individual level, social level, the family level, and outside. This system approach is important. It is almost like throwing a stone to the pond of water. The water ripples come out of the pond, and if one is disturbed, the other one is disturbed. Quality of life is not good at one level will affect quality of life in other situation, in other environment. Supposing in the morning the child has been badly punished, he will not be in right mood to study in the special school. He will not be having good concentration. Quality of life, if it is bad at one sphere, it can spread over to other spheres of life. A child who has got a very bad fracture will have a very poor quality of life because that fracture, the pain is affecting his entire behavior in the home environment, in the school environment. That is why we have to take it in a very dynamic manner. Then the other aspect is emancipatory aspect. Increased involvement of persons with intellectual disability in every sphere of life, right? They should be free to involve themselves in other spheres of life. That will give a better understanding about the quality of life. So people with intellectual disability, some of them are at risk. They have a lot of difficulties. There is a need for empowerment, right, which has to be replaced by actions solely aimed at controlling, dominating, and excluding the client. Sometimes when we try to empower them, we try to instruct them in such a manner that they feel controlled, they feel dominated, they feel excluded, because we are too directive in our approach. Something has to be done in a particular manner, right? The child who is rocking, body rocking, the picture I have put here,
Yes.
he keeps on rocking throughout the day, right? And I say, stop rocking, don't do this. My instruction is very, very specific, very direct. The child finds it difficult to accommodate because he has got other needs for which he is rocking.
Yes.
There may be the environment in which he lives is probably it's not so stimulating. He needs toys, he needs playmates, he needs outing, he should go out. These are the things which determine his behavior. And when you try to control by punishment, try to hold him strictly so that he will not move, put him in straight jacket so that he cannot move, that will spoil his quality
So
of life.
you mean to say that this may be due to some sort of a reaction or some sort of defense mechanism?
Yes, yes, yes. So this could be a reaction also, and defense mechanism is something which you cannot make out. It's a very subjective thing.
Very subjective.
What I'm trying to say that when this child has a behavior problem, many parents feel that probably if he keeps quiet, doesn't move like this, doesn't show body rocking, perhaps he's all right. But it may not be true. Even if he's not rocking his body, he's not happy. He has to be given alternative activities like play. He has to have socialization. He has to go and mix up with students, with other children, right? So that will reduce his body
This
rocking.
is a type of expression which needs understanding by others.
Yes. This could be a body language which says that I need stimulation.
Yes.
I need people to talk to me instead of just mechanically stopping him not to rock his body. That is why it is a critical issue how to look at these needs, special needs. Now let us operationalize the different domains of quality of life. There are 8 different domains normally we talk about. What are those domains? One is the personal development domain. Every individual has to have a personal development in terms of communication, in terms of locomotion, in terms of fulfilling the daily needs and all these. So education on the personal level, like work, self-image, all these are connected with the personal development. Self-image is very important. Work, if an adult is not working, is not engaged anywhere for any productive employment, then this individual feels very bad. He's 20-year-old, 25-year-old, he's not able to do anything. So that also spoils the quality of life. The next is self-determination. So the education on the personal level, work and self-image, I told you. Independence in a freedom of choice and freedom from the boundaries, freedom from limitations also matter a lot. These are important aspects. Freedom, nobody can compromise with freedom. A child should be given free hand, free kind of environment where he can.
But certainly, so far as the people with intellectual disability is concerned, freedom is lacking.
Freedom is lacking.
Yes.
And this freedom gets compromised partly because of disabilities and partly because of our feeling that he cannot do anything.
Yeah, perception.
Our perceptions. We restrict the child, the individual. That is why he cannot enjoy his freedom well. Only when we try to reduce his barriers, he can enjoy the freedom. Much better than.
Yes.
Yes. The third aspect is the interpersonal relations, social contacts, the contact with people according to the intellectual abilities. Socialization is very important. Apart from that, the social inclusion. He should participate in social life, day-to-day activities, outside the home, outside his smaller environment. Rights are important. The rights which they should enjoy like any other citizen, they should be given an opportunity to exercise their rights. For instance, selection of toys, selection of the books they want to read. A mildly retarded child may try to read some books, story books of particular kind. That also needs some kind of, that is a right. Educational right should be fulfilled. Emotional well-being, right? Proximity, appreciation, positive attention, confirmation to be taken seriously. Sometimes we do not consider the child's side of the issues, how the child feels. When I say this, how does the child feel? That is the emotional aspect. Child may feel very bad. Child may feel uncomfortable. And there are situations where the child feels very comfortable. A parent has to make a distinction between these, where the child feels good and where he feels bad. That distinction makes the child feel better.
The parents should try to understand the environment where the child feels comfortable and where is not feeling comfortable, and accordingly make arrangement for that.
Sometimes what makes us happy, nobody knows.
Yes.
Until unless you ask me, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel at home?
And
do
that
you
sometimes
feel good?
may artificial also.
Yes. And sometimes the parents also need to ask, do you like this?
Yes.
Instead of giving something, if I want to give chocolate, the child doesn't want chocolate, he wants something else, then that is his choice. That is why there is a need for asking the child what he likes, what he dislikes. This part is sometimes lacking. Parents feel that perhaps they are omniscient about the child. They may not be knowing the child entirely. That is why let us explore what the child requires. There are very, very special things children like. Let me give an example. Children who engage in stereotyped behaviors sometimes feel like rubbing their hands on rough surfaces. This is a very special need. Research has proved that this can help the child. They feel much better. They want to hold something which is very soft.
Yes.
These needs, they may not understand. Sometimes research gives new ideas, new understanding, new insight to understand their special needs like this. Holding a sponge gives a lot of pleasure to a child. So he holds the sponge and squeezes it and finds a lot of happiness in this. That gives a kind of sensory stimulation. Child enjoys swinging until unless you ask. He has seen somebody swinging. He is not able to speak. Until unless we explore, we may not be able to understand. Not only the adults we need to ask the adults, but also you need to ask the children what they want, what they don't want. Then I have already said the material well-beings and other the physical well-beings which has to be taken care of. We have to have a framework to address to the quality of life of people with intellectual disabilities. And this framework should have 4 important components: self-determination, emancipation, inclusion, and empowerment. These are the 4 pillars, you can say, of quality of life. You have to respect, you have to look into these aspects of quality of life.
It means self-determination, I think, is you have kept it on the very top.
Yes.
It means it has more significant than other 3 aspects.
It means I should determine my future. I should try to do what I want to do.
Again, giving freedom.
Until unless it is against society, against something like
that is a different thing. But self-determination means you are giving freedom to the child to determine about yourself.
To make choices.
Right?
Yes.
And that
choices of life.
Yes.
In different aspects of life. Okay. The kind of toys, it may start from that level, the kind of the toys he wants.
Yes.
The kind of activities he wants. So that is very important. Freedom to take decisions for oneself, right? All people have the right to direct their future. Direct their future means determine their future, have control over how they live their lives, what I want to be, how I want to live my life. These are very important issues, and with whom, and have authority over the resources that support them. Understanding of and commitment to the following principles are essential to ensure these basic human rights, right? And you have to see that these human rights are responded well. First of all, which is most important, these are 4 principles of self-determination. First is freedom, the exercise of the same rights as citizens. Every citizen has the same rights. They should have, logically they should have the same rights. These rights are not negotiable. They cannot be deprived of their rights. People with intellectual disabilities, with assistance, right? When necessary, will establish where they want to live, with whom they want to live, and how their time will be occupied. They do not have to trade their inalienable rights. Trade in the sense they don't have to, fight for their rights. They need not advocate for their rights. They need not, demand that their rights should be fulfilled, should be respected. And in this respect, the parents should be wise enough to look into these aspects.
But they have the understanding of their rights.
Yes. No, that is why it is said that they should be assisted to understand their rights. The parents should make them understand that they have rights.
People with intellectual disability,
yes.
But other persons.
Many people, that is the issue. Many people with intellectual disability do not understand that they have a right. These rights should be respected, and one has to make them understand that they have certain rights.
Yes.
Maybe that when the child doesn't perceive this, doesn't understand this, one has to advocate for the child that he has these rights has to be fulfilled. Right for education. The child will never ask for education, special education. May not, if he is moderately, severely retarded.
Yes.
And that right has to be ensured by the parents. If he is not asking, doesn't mean that these rights will not be respected. Parents should look into these basic aspects of life. Authority, control of whatever sum of money which they have is very important thing. If you are giving money, if you are giving resources, they have a right to spend the resources the manner they want, and one has to help them as to how to spend these resources. So you have to take different, very informed decisions regarding this. Support, as I told you, is very important. Organization of these resources, as determined by the person with disability, is very important. This means that the individual do not receive supervision and staffing. There are many children who go to the special schools, go to special institutions, which are poorly staffed. They do not have adequate staff. Parents can advocate for this, right? As guardians, they can go and find out whether it is adequately staffed or not. If it is not adequately staffed, some of the fundamental needs, some of the special needs are never responded. That is why advocacy is very important. If we look at these issues, what is most important is responsibility. There should be wise use of the public money which is being utilized for developing these institutions. See that it is being properly utilized, and the children with disabilities duly benefit out of these public money which is being invested in certain institutions. This is also part of advocacy for the parents, for the social workers and the professionals. The responsibility also includes, right, ordinary obligations of the citizens, which allows individuals to contribute to their communities. One has to contribute to the community so that the quality of life will increase, and see that the child with disability can contribute in some way or other to the community. Helping people can be done even by the child with a moderate or mild retardation.
That can be done.
If you are helping the community will respond to you.
Yes.
They feel happy that even with disability, the child is helping us. And that gives a kind of sense of reciprocation with the community. Community responds to these kind of gestures of children with disabilities. Now coming to the inclusion, which we talk about very frequently, many of them are excluded from our day-to-day interaction, day-to-day life. They remain confined to their smaller environment because of many reasons. I'm not going to discuss about the reasons that prevent them having complete inclusion. Many of them have real difficulty in complete inclusion. At least we should try our best to see that the inclusion becomes maximum. So there should be emphasis on the right to an independent, autonomous and active life with no form of discrimination. It includes the right to have a barrier-free environment. Barrier-free environment means the person should have access to public buildings, access to transport, access to information, and the means of communication. This has to be ensured. Try to see that these are provided to the child in best possible manner. Then most important is education. You see in this slide, the child has a difficult posture. He has not been provided any aid. He is not being provided a table or even a desk to read, write, and do things like that. Parents do not understand his needs, maybe coming from a very poor family where they do not have any resources nor they have any understanding. If a child has this kind of difficulty, you can see the posture in which the child is writing. That is a bad posture, and that is affecting his studies, his reading, writing and arithmetic, whatever academic activity it does. Simply providing a prosthetic environment can improve his contribution to his own self and contribution to others, because these are the foundation stones for contributing to the society: reading, writing, arithmetic, right? So this is important. Next is that they should work in open labor market. If the person with intellectual disability is having mild level of retardation, is an adult, can work in a community environment, can work in a shop, we can go for a sheltered employment where you can help them to earn their livelihoods. When he becomes an earning member in the family, a lot of respect comes along with this. A lot of understanding comes which doesn't come otherwise. The moment you start earning, the moment you start contributing to the family or to the society, your worth increases. That changes the self-concept. Your self-concept gets enhanced. That is why employment is very important. But you cannot expect that these people will go straight away to the community and work there. You need support. You need very special kind of support. You have to have some understanding. You have to develop some entrepreneurial skills. Entrepreneurial skills are also important to help them to come out with some kind of kind of activities which can help them to earn. This is very important. The last thing, but not the least, is the public participation. Participate in the social life, public life. Participation in public life, although apparently looks to be a very general thing, they learn a lot from the social behavior of others. Even if they are on the wheelchair, even if they have poor abilities to interact with people, when they see people interacting, they feel as if they are interacting. Even there are better scopes for interaction.
Yes, they also feel the part of that group.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
And that improves the social self. Yes. He feels that I can interact with people. This is very important. And because of
it does not matter whether it is a one-way communication.
Yes.
But it gives some sort of a self-determination to that person or person with intellectual disability.
When they go to a community, they interact. They see. Now recently we had this all Durga Puja and all these celebrations. Time to time we have social functions. When they go there, they feel comfortable. They get mainstream. This is called mainstreaming.
I see.
Not only mainstreaming means that you should just make them as normal as possible, but they should have normal social life also. So this is also, this counts for the quality of life. In the next slide, I have shown a child who is slapping to self. You see how badly he is slapping. You can see her fingers, her palms, the way he has bitten his own palms. You can see the swellings. This child is not able to go to school or special school because he is slapping to self. Certain behavioral problems of acute nature prevents them from mainstreaming. And this child gets labeled as a child with self-injurious behavior. People are afraid that this child may hit them. So these children are isolated automatically. In this case, if a specialist, if a psychologist, a clinical psychologist or a behavior analyst is consulted, the child can improve. And a lot of studies have been conducted that the children are responding very well to applied behavior analysis, and self-injury can be very effectively controlled by using a number of different techniques and methods. So when children are free from this kind of disruptive behavior, self-injurious or aggressive behavior, they are much more freer to interact with the community. Community accepts much better if a child has less number of this kind of maladaptive behaviors. The child becomes much more adaptive if it doesn't show this kind of behavioral oddities. Now the next slide I've been showing about, I'm talking about the empowerment. Having an child with intellectual disability remains a powerful and stigmatized social identity. The moment people listen that child is with intellectual disability, their actions, behaviors, interactions change. Even some parents are also labeled a parent of a child with disability. Even this stigma also comes. Not only the child is stigmatized, but family also gets stigmatized. Sometimes marriages get affected, even the other child is having no disability. These are to be overcome. Fear of differences. Many adults with disabilities, particularly intellectual disabilities, they can perform very well in social settings, but they always feel that I'll be differentiated and discriminated from other people. This sense of discrimination doesn't allow them to interact with other people the manner they're expected to interact.
Because they have experienced discrimination from the very childhood.
Yes,
That's why it has become their part and parcel of their personality. Yes.
So this is a learned behavior. The expectancy has already been set.
Yes.
This expectancy has to be changed by socially re-engineering the environment. We talk a lot about in political scenario, we talk a lot about social engineering, but we talk very little about social engineering for people with disabilities.
It has to be modified.
So how to program an environment so that the child can respond well, that also has to be taught. One has to focus on that. How to program the social environment so that the child can interact well with some people in the environment. This is very important. Then there is another issue which is called the disability hierarchy. You said that.
Yes.
What about other kind of disabilities? Whether the quality of life is same for all these people. We feel sometimes depending on the level of disability, a hierarchy is formed. People have a feeling that children with intellectual disability will be much worse than those with speech disability, having some problem with speech or hearing. And in fact, they find a lot of difficulty because of lack of comprehension, poor adaptability and all these. So this hierarchy can change, this kind of disability hierarchy can change if we enable people with disabilities. If they perform well, they improve their behavior, perhaps this kind of hierarchy may go. So do not allow this hierarchy to develop. That affects the child itself.
This hierarchy also developed gradually.
Yes, definitely.
That's why it will.
If you find, for instance, a child with intellectual disability, you find everywhere they are coming, participating, they are there at least, they are present.
Yes.
That itself changes the hierarchy. So we feel, the society feels he is one of us. But if a parent doesn't bring them out, society doesn't develop that skill. Society has to develop a skill to accommodate them. The accommodation skill doesn't develop because they are not brought to the social life. Society remains insulated with its own thinking about disability. If you ask what is intellectual disability, people say, pagal hote hain. Some people say they are good for nothing. This kind of negative understanding comes because they have not interacted much with people with intellectual disability. There are people with intellectual disability who are excellent in certain memory tasks, do very well if they are given some kind of memory tasks.
Very good.
They may be good in many spheres of life, right? So this has not been adequately explored. A parent should explore this particular aspect of their lives so that they will enjoy a better life. Now we talk a lot about emancipatory research. We most of the time, the intellectuals like the professionals do a lot of research on people with disabilities. But if you look at the research, the wide range of research which is being done in the field of disability, you will find very few research goes to their benefit. Hardly they get benefited from this kind of research.
But this quality of life matters for while conducting the research for person.
Definitely. Suppose I am conducting a research on you. I want to understand you much better and want to keep you as a subject in my research and try to talk to a number of people on certain issues. You don't get benefited. So you feel bad that he has come and spent so much of time, but good for nothing. That is not going to help. Similarly, many people with disabilities are used almost like guinea pigs by the professionals. A lot of research is conducted, published. They improve their CVs, biodata, their academic status, but it doesn't help the child with disability at all. That is why we need to look into this aspect also.
That's why right now it is very important to take the informed consent.
Yes,
from the person.
Informed consent is important.
Yeah, and now it is
sometimes not only informed consent. Sometimes they give the consent. Parent gives a consent, but parent never asks, how does it help my child?
Yes.
Let us empower them to ask these questions. These questions are sometimes very, very difficult questions for the researchers, particularly those who are doing fundamental research, to answer. Try to see that our research goes to those people and help them in a very significant manner.
Yes.
That is why when we try to take up research projects, research activities, we try to let us talk to the community, talk to the people who are around when we do any kind of research with people with intellectual disabilities. Let the parents say whether this research is going to help or not, whether it is worth doing or not.
Yes.
So this is called emancipatory research, which a lot of focus is placed on this. Now coming to this emancipation, it is a kind of sometimes people try to mask this there is a masking of subtle exploitation. The exploitation which happens, they try to mask it, intellectualize this and say that, oh, we generate this data to help the child, but actually it doesn't help. That kind of masking, that kind of professional masking has to be avoided. And the parents should be knowledgeable that they are being exploited, the children are exploited just for the benefit of somebody else. This is also a very important aspect. When we do some kind of research to improve the quality of life, that really benefits the individual. That is why in technical institutions, in academic institutions, we should have an orientation towards this. People should be taught about, even researchers don't know that there is something called participatory research, something called emancipatory research, where we have to serve the community, serve the people on whom we are conducting the research. I think a lot of sensitization is necessary to improve this. Then the next issue is translating the theory into practice.
That is very important, yes.
You know, thousands of volumes are being written on disability. A lot of theories have been brought out, but very little is being reflected in our practice. We should prepare the researchers to look into this aspect, to translate the theory into practice.
Yes.
See that it benefits people, see that it improves the quality of life even of the parents of people with disabilities, family members of people with disabilities, which is very important. That is why we have to look into these aspects. Now this slide is about the people who have been coming from underprivileged families, right? These women come from underprivileged families. Many of them do not want to administer us to administer the IQ test, or test from which you can make out the level of intelligence. But if you look at them, you find many of them whom we have tested, many of them do have mild, moderate level of retardation, because hardly there is any stimulation in the environment. They are engaged in their domestic activities. They are there in the slum. There is no reinforcement. There is no development in their lives. So there is a need for entrepreneurship development in these women. At least some should come out, people should come out to see that their skills, occupational skills.
So, Professor Jena, environmental stimulation and environmental correction is very important, particularly yes, for quality of life of persons with intellectual disability in particular. So, I think you have deliberated a lot in this area, and today's topic, you have signified the today topic, like quality of life of persons with intellectual disability. And I must thank you for this important deliberation, a very, very lively deliberation, we can say. And I must appreciate the viewers that if you have any queries and any curiosity to ask, you can send us, you can email us on ncds@ignou.ac.in, and we will certainly responsive, we will certainly reply you, and keep in touch. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you.